When people think of Napier, they often wonder what sort of fresh hip-hop sound is pumping in those Art Deco dance halls. Well, it's so good, the godfather of rap wants a piece of it.
Today, the Hawke's Bay native released a new song called Lifestyle. The track features none other than legendary American rapper and hip-hop artist Snoop Dogg.
I jumped out of bed this morning feeling
Just a few years ago, the 24-year-old was selling firewood back home. Now you're more likely to see him hanging with the big names in LA. A pretty good lifestyle, if you ask us.
so fly, do or die.
Well, please welcome Tom Francis.
So happy to be here. I'm so happy to be here. I've been trying to get on here for a long time. I've been grinding away, and I feel so good right now. It's amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for being here as well.
We
So
feel good. I want to touch your hand because you've touched Snoop Dogg. I want to feel what it feels like.
You sort of got the connection.
Actually, on that, you touched Snoop Dogg. Your name's Tom Francis, so, you know, you get the stripper name, the wrestler name. Are you going to get a rapper name?
Yeah, I was thinking like 3 chains or something like that. Then I gotta get like, you know what I mean? I gotta, yeah. Then I got one. Am I gonna be 1 chain?
You need 3 more chains.
It just doesn't really look, you know.
Tom, can I ask you, can you break down the story? Because it's mind-blowing. You're chopping firewood and then you're meeting Snoop Dogg. What happened in between those 2 things?
So what was crazy was I started off, I was just doing like firewood and like sort of, working at the forestry, cutting trees down and stuff like that. Typical Hawke's Bay sort of stuff, you know. And I was making music at the same time, but I was like, trying to fund it all and everything like that. So, the music video, studio time, all that's expensive. I went over to LA to work on my 2nd album, The Follow-Up, which is on Spotify and iTunes and all that. And anyway, I was in a studio with my sound engineer, and I said, man, I really want some like heavy beats, you know what I mean, on this project. And he's like, well, one of my boys, he's a really good producer. He works with Snoop Dogg and stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. Anyway, his name's KJ Conte, amazing producer, worked with Dr. Dre and done a lot of cool stuff. Yeah. Anyway, he come through and he was like, this is, he's like, oh, this is sick. Like, had a word to me. Next thing, like, he's like, oh, look, we passed some music around and stuff like that. Stoop heard it. It was like, sort of history from there. And then basically the situation was I had 5 days till I was going to leave. And then, when I, basically, it came to the 5 days. I was sitting on the plane, had my phone on flight mode. I was about to press it. And then I get this phone call, and it's KJ. He's like, yo, where are you? I'll come pick you up. And I'm like, I'm on LAX, like I'm on the plane going back to New Zealand. And I'm like, how am I going to get off? Like, we're in America, I'm probably going to get shot if I stand. You know what I mean?
That's pretty gangster, right?
Yeah. So I wasn't trying to do that though. So I was just like, went home and went back to Hawke's Bay. I had a connecting flight back, and then I went and like cut and split like 3 or 4 cords of firewood or something.
Whoa!
Yeah, and then I delivered it.
To pay for the flight back to LA.
Got the next flight back, and I was there. I left the same night.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So
Tension between you and Snoop Dogg, because like he's West Coast and you're East Coast.
Hey, you know what the crazy thing is? He's like, that tries to happen in New Zealand, but think about it though. Like you're in the plane and you're like, oh, boom, it's like right there. You can pretty much touch them and just ride along. You know?
What did you make of the guy?
Oh, he's amazing, dude. Really cool to work with. Super humble. Really, I met, a lot of massive artists like Kendrick Lamar and stuff like that before I met anyone here. And, I was really fortunate to do that because, all these guys are so humble, they're so down to earth. And it's really how I see, what I'm trying to do. Like, I'm like, take your time out of the day to talk to people.
Right.
If someone messages you on social media, talk back to them and,
So hit him up on Instagram because he'll message you back.
He's a giver, though.
Yeah. He's brought T-shirts, so the idea is that we're going to throw them out to the audience. That's a little challenge for our director, Claudine. Good luck, Claudine.
And in the meantime, you can check out his brand new song. Congratulations on this,
so much.
Lifestyle on Spotify and iTunes. Give it up for Tom Francis. There's more to come on the program.
I'm keeping mine.